Hello my creative friend, Olga Sabi here. Welcome to new fluid art mixed media tutorial. I continue exploration of acrylic pouring technique combined with texture. Here I have 24 by 24 inch cradle wood panel, and I have this very interesting sort of circular texture on it. So with this painting, I have created this texture using some paste and a large spatula, and I really like the design, and I have already done painting on top of it. And what happened is I did not like my result. So I scraped it and I sanded it a little bit in the areas where I needed, and I reprimed it, and now it's like a brand new and ready for its second chance. But what I wanted to say is that when you're exploring something new, and right now I am exploring texture, so when you're exploring something new, it is normal, it is even expected if you fail occasionally, and you don't even need to see it as a failure. It's a learning process, it's a learning curve. When you're trying something new, and maybe right now you just try an acrylic pouring for the first time, it is okay if you fail several paintings, so every other painting, whatever, we all been through this. So don't be so hard on yourself if something doesn't work out right. Fix when possible to fix, scrape and start over when it's not possible. So be kind to yourself and have fun with the process. And with that said, let's get to this painting. Ocean Melody is a secret message today, and I'm gonna work with pretty oceany blue and turquoise colors with addition of some cream, gold cream type of colors. So first of all, I want to cover the center, and I think that I maybe even cover it up completely or paint over once the painting is dry. I don't know, but for now I decided to paint it anyway. It's gonna be more of a supporting color than the main color. So now let's get to the main color. This one here is phthalo blue mixed with a little bit of phthalo green, just to give it that a bit more of a turquoise undertone. This one here is turquoise blue with a touch of green, so it's a bit closer to the green compared to just a regular turquoise blue. It's low group number 1. And this one here is turquoise blue with a little bit of gray, and it's high group number 2. All the colors are mixed with my recipe. The next color is quite a mix. It's Prussian blue with a little bit of turquoise, but also with a little bit of neutral gray and red. So it sounds complex, but basically it's very dark gray color. So we can call it that. want to add some of that cream beige. I don't know if I mentioned, but this is a mix of white, yellow, and orange. This is why it's such a warm color, but not super saturated. This is just titanium white. I think I'm gonna add a little bit inside of it here as well. And this is here also a mix of orange and yellow and a little bit of white, but as you can see, it's more orange and less yellow, so it's much warmer. All right, quite a bit of paint on the panel. Let's get to the blowout process. I think I want to start with the center just to help it level out. And as you can see, I'm not even trying to prevent this paint from getting on the texture or vice versa, because I really don't mind if they kind of overmix. But I think this is looking good. Maybe a little here. I think we're ready for the main part. I love it. I really love these pops of cells throughout the blue. They really look like, I don't even know how they look, but they look magical to me. The orange and the yellow here is the pops of sun on ocean waves. And this is maybe, I don't know, little shells or something. I have not a lot of drips, but whatever I have, I'm reapplying it to the areas above the tape. This is where it's gonna be visible because I have taped my sides for this cradle wood panel, and I don't need to worry about full coverage of the sides, only above the tape. You'll see what I'm talking about closer to the end of the video. Don't really like this corner here. I know all these lines might look kind of odd right now, but once it's dry, you will see how they match with texture underneath. And you also can't probably see texture a lot right now. I can only see it slightly when I look against the light. I have quite a few air bubbles. Well, I am just beyond happy with it. Now let's jump to the next step. Alright, my friend, the painting is dry and now I want to correct it and change it up a bit. And by the way, if you're looking for some tips on how to touch up the painting once it's dry, not so long ago I have shared a lesson dedicated to just that. So make sure to watch it to learn my tips and recommendations on how to correct your fluid painting after it's dry. I will include the link to that video in the description below this video, so check it out. So with this ocean melody, I decided to make my fluid waves more in line with this elevated texture elements that I have created initially on my wooden panel. And I want to create an impression that ocean waves start on the outside of the panel and move towards the center in this sort of spiral movement. So yeah, I want to make all the elements in this piece look like they spin in a beautiful dance. It is a fluid rhythm after all, right? So for that, I want to outline every textured element and blend it more with the fluid flow that I have created with the blowout technique. So I need to use both darker and lighter colors to give it more volume and really emphasize the texture so it doesn't look so flat, not just flat fluid painting. I really want to give it volume. And of course, I use exactly the same colors as I used for the painting itself so that my correction and all these touch-ups look cohesive to the rest of the painting. And this is why I always tell you to save up the exact colors that you used for the painting itself, especially if you do your custom colors, so that in case you need to touch up, you have the colors that match perfectly. You can even save up drips that you produce during tilting and blowout. Even those can be used for touch-up. By the way, that's what I'm using right now. So all the colors that I use for corrections, they also mix to fluid consistency with recipe. These are not just out of the tube colors. I prefer to work with fluid colors even for this stage of the creation. And as you can see, this whole touch-up process takes quite a bit of time and focus, because I need to go over every single textured element to really outline it and add volume and blend it with the rest of the painting. But at the end, it will be so worth it. Once the painting, all my touch-ups are fully dry and cured, I covered it with varnish, of course, and now I remove the tape to reveal clean wood sides of my cradle wood panel. One of my favorite steps to do. And voila! Here is the very final look and feel of this ocean melody. I love the combination of fluid flow, a little bit of texture, and negative space in the center, which really helps to emphasize and really enhance this dynamic spiral movement. Without the empty space, it wouldn't be the same. So much fun to combine different techniques in my art and just allow myself to explore and change. And by the way, if you're looking for some recommendations on how to continue growing as an artist and learn to really stand out, I have created a guide for you. It's called 5 Steps to Artistic Excellence. I highly recommend you check it out. Some of my recommendations might really surprise you. I will include the link to this guide in the description below this video. So tell me, what do you think about my ocean melody? I hope it picked you up and swirled you in joyful dance of deep colors and fluid rhythm. Oh, and by the way, this piece is available for purchase on my website. Check it out if you're interested. Thank you so much for joining me today. Take care, create with passion, and I will see you in the next one. Bye bye.